everyone, welcome back to Cowabunga Corner. In this episode, we are talking about the IDW Ninja Turtle comic books. These are fantastic. They started coming out in summer of 2011 and have been a thrill ride ever since, as Tom Waltz has brought us through all these different stories that, well, we haven't seen before, while using a lot of our favorite characters. It's a whole new origin. It's a lot of different things, and if you're into seeing some new stuff, some new views of the Turtles, these are the comic book to check out. They are a roller coaster of changes with our favorite characters. From, as we know in my last review, which was the last episode of Cowabunga Corner Season 3, we covered several different things that have been changed. The reincarnation storyline. That is one of the big things. But today, we are covering the next 5 issues. Issues 6 through 10. Inside this 5 issues that I'm talking about, we pick up after the origin's done. We now know the reincarnation story. We know that the Turtles are some questioning, some fully believing it. I mean, Leonardo is into it. He even has memories of what his mom looked like. It's a different view of the guys. The tension between Don and Leo is definitely becoming a normal thing. So now we know, if Raph wasn't in the picture growing up, the turtle that Leo would be snapping at is Donnie. And, really, at points it just seems like Leo's a little bit Raphish himself, bully-wise. I mean, there's some issues where Leo's like barking at each of his brothers, and some of it for no good cause at all. So Leo's got the attitude, and he's also still the spiritual, trying to be the leader brother. But at the same time, this attitude thing is kind of taken from who Raph used to be. They kind of blended Raph and Leo into one, and is giving Raph a new personality as he's joining into his family. After the first 5 issues, they had to come up with a new storyline. They had to start bringing us in a different area. And they started off by introducing us to a new ninja that the Turtles followed and checked out. And this ninja was this French acrobat ninja, which I really cannot pronounce what they were calling him. This ninja just happened to be attacked by foot soldiers. And the foot soldiers have their fight and everything, and the Turtles get to witness this. And Leo and Splinter automatically assume that this is the Foot Clan. Of course, there's no proof of it for the brothers, especially Don. He wants proof. And they also have what's going on with Casey and April. Casey has now met April. And he met her because he needed a tutor to help him get through classes. And she wanted a self-defense teacher. So the two of them met that way, and through the 5 issues, they're getting to know each other while the Turtles are figuring out their new cases. But there's another problem. Old Hob. Old Hob is working with Stockman, who is working for General Krang, who is revealed to be Krang the All-Powerful. Nothing can stop me. So we got Krang. Yes, the big pink blob inside a new robot body, which is a lot more concealed, so he doesn't look, like he's not human. And he's got rock soldiers, and he's fighting the neutrinos. Oh! So we got this other area, but Stockman's working for Krang. This is a first in Ninja Turtle history. If you think about it, Krang hated the idea of bringing Baxter Stockman in. In fact, Krang turned around and threw him into the device that changed him into the mutant fly when he was trying to dispose of Baxter. So, Krang, Baxter, not a combination. If you look at the original comic books, Baxter Stockman worked for himself. He had no involvement with the Foot Clan. But if you look at the 4-Kid series, he did work for the Foot Clan, but there was no Krang. The areas where Krang and Baxter existed together were so... They don't fit. So now we're seeing an opposite area where Krang is going to be the one against the Foot, and Baxter is working for Krang. What a twist. What an interesting twist. It's just bringing things full circle to where we're getting to see a new view of these characters, and I'm really digging where they're going with it. When Baxter brought in old Hob and was scalding him and getting things in order that you are letting this all get away, you're being this trouble, you're doing this. It just really was going, okay, where are you going with this, Baxter? What are you going to do? Are you going to keep old Hob on? Old Hob is obviously getting pissed off with all of this, and then Baxter shows Hob his new army, the Mousers. And there's all sorts of different kind of Mousers. It's not, where it used to be just one style. No, it's a whole new verse of Mousers. We got small ones, we got large ones, we got all these strange different styles of Mousers. It's really exciting to see the different designs coming up. And now, old Hob has control. He goes down to attack the turtle's lair. Fortunately for him, to get the upper hand, there was 2 turtles out at the time, where Mike and Raph are off getting dinner. Leo and Don are with Splinter, and they are under attack. And the attack gets really bad. By the time Raph and Mike get back, Leo is now up fighting alone. Don's out cold. Splinter's out cold. It's just a horrible fight scene. You see them down, and Mike and Raph going, what the did we just miss? It's awesome. And the layouts, you're just following right through. Each of these layouts is so strong, so thick. The character development here, it just keeps building upon building. And we also have going on at the same time, the April and Casey story still going on. Casey gets to talk with April. She tells him about the events that happened early on, where the ninjas attacked the lab that she was at, and what she went through. Casey puts 2 and 2 together and decides he's going to introduce April to the turtles. They get down there just after Hob is gone, the Mousers are defeated, and the turtles are freaked out because Splinter is missing. April is brought in, sees this, and of course we lose her for a little bit as the turtles go off onto their first search. The first search is split into the micro-series. I'm going to have to do a blog about each of the micro-series, but just like the original Mirage comics, the micro-series do tie back into the main series. Like, if you look at the original Raphael, that's where Raph met Casey Jones, and it tied in when Casey was brought in. Well, inside this one, it has the same thing going on with the Leonardo one, where Leonardo's is the fight, the search, bam, and then when we get to the next issue, Leo has done his search, the others have done theirs, they're back as a group, and now they're working as a team, and they're going to attack Stockman's base. And at this time, Stockman's off with General Krang, heading to the base. Splinter's being held by old Hob, and we've got the turtles working with April, who's an intern for Stockman. So she knows the inside working of that base. April tells them how to get in. She goes along with. Casey shows up. I love the fact that Casey actually works directly with the turtles there. And when Leonardo was like, you guys wait outside, Casey's like, no, I'm part of this family. And Raph stood up for Casey right there. I love the interaction. That was a very strong point. He also tried to get April to leave, and April was like, hell no, I'm part of this too. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay out here and be your watch. So we have April working with them. We have Casey working with them. They go in, break through the Stockman labs, get over to where Splinter is, and Splinter's taken. Splinter's already been grabbed by ninjas. The next scene shows Karai introducing the Shredder to Splinter. Bam! Now we're into issue 10. Issue 10 is it. I mean, it is really pulling things together, showing how the new Foot is going to be working with this, where the Foot stands. And you still don't know the backstory. You need to find that out more, because they never give you everything in one issue. The Turtles are trying to find out where to stay. They've lost their home. They got no food. They've lost their father. They've definitely lost out on all their leads. All they have is that ninjas took them. And Leo's going, it's our ancient enemies, the Foot. And Don's going, what are you talking about? No. Until I see some solid facts that we are reincarnated, I'm not going to believe any of this. So Don's just like up in arms about all of this. He's against it. They have a huge fight between the brothers in the car. Raph first tries to stop it, gets pulled into the arguments. Mike yells for them to stop. Then April gets them to stop, telling them they're acting like 2-year-olds. So we have them working as a family. April decides where to take them. And where she takes them, of course, is the second time around shop. Another piece of turtle history being brought in to this comic series. And what does Mike find there? A Silver Century comic. So it's a wonderful little tidbit towards the 4Kids series there, by him finding something of one of his heroes in the 4Kids show. I love that. That just like caught my attention, and I laughed reading that one line. I cannot express the development of the characters. Tom and Dan and Kevin are doing a great job. Of course, we all know Kevin knows where to go with the Turtles to keep us fans interested. But Tom is giving us all this new stories. This is mainly Tom's area, as Kevin has said in his interviews. So, I thank you, Tom, for giving us a book where I am racing to read each month. So, now, as we're excited with all these new tidbits here and there, we have to find out what's going on with Splinter. Splinter gets thrown into a fight. He is told he has to fight if he wants to live. He has to prove himself. The Foot wants Splinter to join. They don't realize who he is. Shredder's standing there watching as Splinter takes on this warrior. Splinter takes down the warrior, and when Karai is trying to force him to kill the warrior, he says no. He turns around and says he's keeping his honor by not killing this warrior. He also states how he will never join the Foot Clan. He goes on this full little rant, but then Shredder steps forward, calling him out as Hamato Yoshi. He removes his helmet. It's a Rokosaki. The same Rokosaki from back in the day when the Turtles and Splinter were human. Now, it's getting interesting. How did Shredder come back? Where is this all leading to? The excitement's growing. The comics are getting better, and as we know by now, there is a lot more issues out. The micro series, the Ultimate Collection. IDW is just doing fantastic. I am a huge fan of it. I am still trying to collect all the covers that I can possibly get my hands on without going insane on little searches for those rare ones yet. I mean, I know there are many of the first issue that I still don't have the other covers because I don't have the money to keep up with this collection. But there are some great cover works coming out. I don't think I can choose a favorite cover from 6 to 10 because there's so many really good ones. I mean, 10 we got these Shredder covers. We got the cover with all 4 turtles on it. It's just, every time you turn around they got something new. I really do think that, if anything, I lean towards the covers with Kevin Eastman's art, because Kevin's art just kind of has that nostalgic feel to me, and I've always had that feeling towards the Turtles. The beginning, the roots helped bring us into it. And while we still get all this new stuff, it's good to see artwork that reflects upon where it all came from. I have been reviewing each and every single one of these comics as they come out. So if you're disappointed that we're just stopping at number 10 right now, every issue is reviewed on CowabungaCorner.com. I sit down, I go through it, I pick at the art, I pick at the story, I pick at the characters, I say what I think of the issues. And this isn't just for the main storyline. The micro series is on there, the regular series is on there, the Ultimate Collection is on there, the Spectacular Archie collections are on there. Whatever IDW is doing, it is being reviewed. The week that it's coming out, I will have a review up. So if you go to CowabungaCorner.com, you can read more in-depth reviews than what I can give here on the blog, because obviously I'm trying to get through 5 issues, and I'm not sitting here with a comic going page by page saying here, here, here. But that is what I do in my reviews on the website. I go through each page, each story area, to try and catch each of the areas to give my thoughts on where they're going with each of the directions. These are just my reviews. This is not, something where anyone could take too seriously, because everyone has their own personal thoughts. One thing I might not like, you could be liking. So this is just me saying, hey, let's have a discussion. If you go there and see something that you want to debate, we have a comment section below, and I'd be happy to do comments back and forth with people. I love discussing the comic books. I think IDW is doing spectacular, and I'd love to see more issues keep coming and coming and coming. I know that this is definitely the newest version of the Turtles with an alternate background. But the nice thing about comics is you can get away with that. I mean, look what Image did with turning Don into a cyborg, Raph into the Shredder, taking Leonardo's hand away. They were able to have fun with it. And then the next series that came out, everything was back to normal. True, there's Turtle fans out there who corrected some of this so it could fit back into being in the correct order of the volumes. You can read those reviews also on CowabungaCorner.com. But there's so much out there that we can enjoy. I am ecstatic that we are able to look through each of these, and the fact that we're getting some of the old characters and even some new characters brought in. I mean, Bebop and Rocksteady is going to be showing their face soon. We already know they're with Shredder. If you look at all this, I mean, Karai, she's connected to the Foot. She called him grandfather at one point, but I'm wondering just what's going on in there, blood relation-wise, with the Shredder. She's been, the daughter before. She's been the warrior that came in from the Foot in Japan to clean up Shredder's mess before, where there was no relation. So you can see a bunch of different areas with Karai as it was. She doesn't have the sound set thing. You don't even know what she is in the movie. The 2007 film, you don't know how she's connected to the Shredder. So there's definitely different areas we're going to be looking at, but I can't believe that we're seeing these characters all being brought in such different angles, such new developments. These stories are keeping us on our toes and not predictable. I'd rather have a book where I'm picking up and not knowing where it's going than reading the same old, same old. And I'm hoping that others are feeling that way too. I mean, what more could we be looking forward to with the different directions of all this? I'm thrilled. I am. And I'm still enjoying Dan's artwork. There are times, including in issue 10, where some of the art had me going, There's areas where he had the heads of the turtles like almost taller, almost squished upward, and I'm like, it's a different style. But for the most case, I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying his humans a lot more than I did in the first issue. I think that I'm also seeing them get into more of a feel of doing the comics too. You can see the flow going. So I'm thinking that the art's going good. The different covers is still going. It can go wow, especially that it's still going 10 issues later. We got 3 covers for issue 10. I'm like, how many covers do we need for a comic? So they're building up. We got a lot of great stuff going here, and yeah, I'm thrilled. And I hope everyone else is too. What are your thoughts on these comics? Please give us replies down below, or a video reply would be great. Anyone who wants to jump in and say hey to a camera, we're always happy to approve any videos as long as they relate to the subject line of this video. Fantastic stuff, and looking forward to more. Now, next time here on Cowabunga Corner, we have an interview with a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan. His name is Santino, and Santino has a lot to share with us, so check out his interview next week here on Cowabunga Corner.